Hey dudes and dudettes, I'm Derek with GameSomniac and welcome to another episode of What We Know About, the show where we go over everything that we know about the latest and greatest and brand new video games currently in development. And in this video, we're going to tell you everything that we know about Capcom's latest Resident Evil installment, Project Resistance. Now, originally we weren't going to make this a What We Know About episode because the game is still kind of fresh, it's still kind of new, but Capcom kind of pissed us off because we were working on a video, an update video to our original Project Resistance video, which kind of was more of a discussion piece where we were asking questions, kind of going over what our theories were for the game, what we thought the game would be, what we expected, things of that nature. And then literally the night that I was finishing up the video and getting ready to upload it, Capcom just drops a brand new gameplay trailer a day before Tokyo Game Show when they were supposed to debut the gameplay for the game and go over everything about it. They literally the night before drop a brand new trailer that literally contradicts everything that we talked about in the previous video. It literally answered all of our questions, and for those of you who don't YouTube, that kind of sucks. So it was one of those situations where you can upload a video that's not going to make sense now because it's old and irrelevant information, but I'm a firm believer of not letting your hard work go to waste, so we still uploaded that video and wanted to go ahead and make this video as kind of like an update piece and kind of go over the game and everything that we know about it thus far. So that's what we're doing here tonight on What We Know About Project Resistance. And what we know about Project Resistance is a 4-player co-op multiplayer experience. It's a horde style video game, so to speak, but it's kind of like Left 4 Dead meets Dead by Daylight, but the gameplay is like Operation Raccoon City and the Umbrella Corps combined. So, if that doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth, you're doing pretty good so far. Reading from the official Project Resistance website, we're told that Project Resistance is a new 1 vs 4 asymmetrical online survival horror experience that's set in the world of Resident Evil. So it's basically a spin-off game. That was one of the questions that we were contemplating in our previous video, if it was going to be a canonical title in the series, or if it was just a spin-off, and unfortunately it is just a spin-off game. You're supposed to either unleash your inner evil as the cunning mastermind, or you can join the fight as one of the resourceful survivors, whom is desperately trying to escape every obstacle the mastermind puts in their way. So right off the bat, we answered our first question from the previous video. What is Project Resistance? Project Resistance is an asymmetrical 1 vs 4 online survival horror experience. Now, it's not an impossibility, but it's highly unlikely that it's going to feature offline play, like a solo campaign mode kind of thing. It really just seems like a spin-off online multiplayer kind of game strictly so far from what we've seen. Again, not an impossibility, I'm just not getting that kind of vibe. At least with Left 4 Dead, I'm able to play by myself solo lone wolf mode, or I can play solo with online bots assisting me, and I just don't think that this is the kind of game that's going to feature that. I really think Capcom's still trying to tap into that online multiplayer market, and so far the only game that really kind of maybe did well was Operation Raccoon City. Now, to be fair, I had fun with Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I pre-ordered the game and actually got it a week early, and I had a great time with the game overall. I mean, the solo campaign was beautifully done up until the ending. That was just a huge fucking mess. And I really had fun with the multiplayer, except for the times when I didn't, which was kind of like all the time. I'm fucked, dude. Fuck me. What is with this game? It's such shit. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You piece of shit. Where the fuck did she come from? Where the fuck did they come from? There's a fucking surprise gangbang right there. They can fucking do that, kill you, and just be on their fucking merry way. It pisses me off. Motherfucking cuntbag whore fucking pieces of shit. But yeah, it wasn't a bad game at all. I liked it. Now, unfortunately, Project Resistance looks like it takes after more of the Umbrella Corps than it does Operation Raccoon City, which is a shame because I don't think they really enhanced the gameplay with Umbrella Corps. I actually think they simplified it and downgraded it to the point where it was just absolutely fucking nonsensical. But the core gameplay of Project Resistance is literally like going to an escape room. You have a group of people trying to escape the area within a designated amount of time, and you do have a game master, although unlike escape rooms, this game master is a huge dick who has the ability to lock doors, set traps, summon lickers, and control T-103 tyrants. All sorts of fun things. So if you decide to get a group of friends over on a Friday night to play some Project Resistance, don't let the weird kid you guys bully all the time play the mastermind, because he's gonna fuck your shit up. He's probably been planning this in real life for some time, and now you've given him a digital platform to do some test runs. Now, looking at Capcom's bio for the mastermind role, it reads that they secretly kidnap young people for the purpose of data gathering, and by forcing these youths youths into desperate situations, the Mastermind aims to gather valuable research data on how the subjects respond to fear. The Mastermind will not face the survivors directly. Instead, they observe through the security cameras, setting traps to prevent their escape. Now, the bio for the survivors reads as follows. A group of youths with different backgrounds who were captured by Umbrella for use in its experiments. They only have one objective: escape. Survivors will need to use their unique skills effectively to cover each other and defeat the creatures together. Cooperation and coordination are vital to success. Now, this is something that we've seen 100 times over in lots of survival horror multiplayer games. One that comes to mind right off the bat is Dead by Daylight. It's the same thing. You have to work with other survivors or other players to achieve an overall means of escape, all the while avoiding an antagonist who's going to do anything and everything in their power to make sure that that does not happen. Now, looking at the way Capcom has designed the survivors, it really takes me back to the days of Obscure for the PS2. Each character had their own special ability that you'd have to use at certain points in the game in order to further progress. And it seems like with Project Resistance, we're faced with the same thing. You have 4 playable characters, each one has their own special abilities. You have the one character that's impervious to damage, you have another one that's more of a medic style character, you have one that's good with electronics, so on and so forth. And there's really nothing wrong with this formula, but the only downside I foresee is that after a while, you're gonna play every single character, you're gonna play the Game Master, and then you're gonna be bored. I would hope that with post-launch, there's going to be additional content, and maybe just kind of like Dead by Daylight, Capcom will start to release brand new characters that have all new abilities, things that will enhance the gameplay and keep your general audience engaged in the game for a much longer period. I'm actually not trying to reference Dead by Daylight in every other sentence, but it's almost the perfect comparison, because at its core, Dead by Daylight and Project Resistance are the same game. The only real difference between the two titles is gameplay mechanics and the overall experience. Dead by Daylight has given us a plethora of characters, including antagonists as well as protagonists, both having their own special abilities that really work in contrast with one another, really altering the gameplay experience. It's never the same game twice. Project Resistance right now seems like it could be very limited to what it's offering players, and I feel like it's gonna get boring really quick. But again, it's still early in the day. I mean, we know more about Project Resistance, but we don't know the full story. We haven't played it, we don't know what Capcom's business plan looks like for the game, so I don't want to just automatically hate it and dismiss it. I'm gonna give it a fair shot, but right now it just doesn't look like the strongest Resident Evil title that Capcom could have brought to the table. Now, with that said, I will say the one aspect of this game that I'm highly excited for is playing as the Game Master. The new Game Master role that Capcom has implemented into this game is really something new and refreshing that we haven't been able to do in previous Resident Evil games. What's really funny about the Game Master role, just looking at the gameplay trailer, is it really, at its core, is almost like building your own skate park in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. Just looking at the gameplay trailer, it's such an enticing role. It's really the equivalent of being Jason in the Friday the 13th game when you're playing online, because now it's your time to just cause absolute chaos and really screw things up for everybody. And in Project Resistance, you have such an arsenal that you can really make your friends' nightmares come true. With the responsibility of taking on the role as the Game Master, you're also granted the power to summon enemies anywhere and everywhere on the map. You can set traps around every corner. You can lock players in rooms, which give you a strategical advantage to take people out one at a time. You can take control of the enemies that you summon, including zombies, lickers, and the T-103 Tyrant himself. It's a role that really allows you to be creatively devious. And if you're really good at it, your friends are gonna hate you for it. So that's a plus. Now, earlier on in the video, I talked about the characters and how they had their own unique special abilities, but I didn't really tell you about the characters, and not that I have a whole lot of information to relay to you, but I at least have their names and their special abilities. So we have Samuel Jordan, who is the powerhouse. He has really high damage capabilities, and then you have the hacker, January Van Sant. There's the support character, Valerie Harmon, and then we have Tyrone Henry, the tank, who's more impervious to damage from enemies. As of now, it looks like the game only has one mastermind for us to play as, and his name is Daniel Fabrin. There's not a lot of information listed on the official Project Resistance website about Daniel. There's no perks or special abilities, and we're not even sure what he does at Umbrella. But it does say under the role of the mastermind that the mastermind can use cards to create all sorts of chaos, including placing traps, releasing vicious creatures on the map, and weaponizing security cameras. Now that right there makes me think of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's zombie mode. In zombie mode, you would have these tarot cards that you could activate at certain points that would actually work to your advantage to help you out with the map. So like, for example, you could actually have a carpenter card in your deck, and then you could activate the carpenter card, which would board up all the windows. And I'm wondering if maybe the gameplay for Mastermind is limited to some kind of mechanic like that. Now the last thing we know about Project Resistance is that the game is actually getting its own closed beta trial. Unfortunately, the time has passed to enter for a chance to play the beta, but in order to have been eligible to enter for a chance to play the beta, you would have needed to have been a member of the Resident Evil Ambassador program. You need to own a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 4 Pro. You would have had to have been able to participate during the closed beta test period, which is actually Friday, October 4th at 12 a.m. through Monday, October 7th at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then through the Ambassador program, you would have received a download code that you would have needed to have access to by being a member. Now the website does state that if there's a large number of entries, they're going to just choose the participants randomly. Otherwise, everybody who entered is just going to be allowed to play. Now confirmation of selection of participants is going to take place Monday, September 30th at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's just an estimation. If you are a part of the Ambassador program and you did sign up for the closed beta test, you will receive an email letting you know that you were selected, but just so everybody's aware, they will not answer any questions at all regarding other participants. I don't know why that's stated on the website. I don't give a shit about other participants, so I wouldn't think to ask those questions, but I guess people have in the past. Hey, you know what? It's a weird world sometimes. Now, if you guys did not get a chance to sign up for the closed beta, don't even worry about it, because we here at GameSomniac happen to be official Resident Evil ambassadors, and we did sign up for the closed beta. And if we are chosen to partake in the closed beta testing, then we will absolutely 100% record it, throw it online, unless they tell us not to, and then it's out of our hands. But we'll be back with another video telling you everything, unless they tell us not to make a video telling you everything, and then at that point it's out of our hands. But that's it for this one, dudes and dudettes. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Project Resistance and what your hopes are for the game, expectations, what you want from it, if you're excited for it, if you hate it. Let us know. Just go ahead and write everything that you would have written in your journal if you had gotten a journal in the comment section below. We're gonna read it. We might not read it. We don't know. We don't get comments that often. So comment in the comment section below. Let us know what other games you want us to cover. We're always looking for new topics to explore. If you like the videos we've been putting out recently, all the information pieces on upcoming video games, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can always see the newer videos we're putting out. And don't be afraid to share this with your friends. I mean, this is a natural relationship that you and we have here. I mean, this is just business, so there's no need for us to be the secret girlfriend, you know what I mean? Show us to your family, show us to your friends. We're cool and hip, you know, people get it. Until next time, boys and girls, I'm Derek with GameSomniac, and for all things Resident Evil, keep it locked right here at GameSomniac. Bye-bye!